I stared at Mom's text message one more time. Annual family success celebration tonight. Immediate family achievements only. Maybe next year, sweetie. Translation. My cousin's trust fund victories and mediocre startup exits were worth celebrating, but my struggling tech company wasn't prestigious enough for the Palmer family gathering. If only they knew. In my penthouse office overlooking Seattle, I checked the time. 8:45 p.m. By now, the family would be gathered at Grandpa's mansion, toasting their minor successes, while assuming I was home nursing my failed dreams. Miss Palmer. My assistant, Rachel, appeared at the door. Forbes just confirmed. They're running it at midnight Eastern. Perfect timing. I smiled, already picturing my family's habit of late-night social media scrolling. Everything else ready? Yes, Rachel said. The press release goes live simultaneously. CNBC wants you for the morning bell. Bloomberg is requesting an exclusive. I pulled up the preview Forbes had sent. There I was in my signature black turtleneck. Alexandra Palmer, 29, the secret of Tuxio, behind a $4.7 billion fortune. For 3 years I'd kept my identity hidden, using my mother's maiden name for business. While my family mocked my little startup, Palmer Technologies quietly revolutionized quantum encryption. Now, with our IPO approaching, it was time to reveal who really owned the company that had Silicon Valley buzzing. Your cousin Brandon just posted about his funding, Rachel reported, scrolling her phone. $5 million raised. I laughed. My company's latest contract was worth more than his entire company. Any word from the family dinner? Your Aunt Jessica is live streaming it. Lots of humble bragging about investment portfolios and real estate deals. My phone buzzed. Another text from Mom. Brandon just announced his funding. Wish you had something to share like that. If only she knew that in about 3 hours her unsuccessful daughter would be revealed as one of the youngest self-made billionaires in tech history. Rachel, I called. Is my morning schedule clear? Yes, except for CNBC and the board meeting. Good. I think I'll pay my family a breakfast visit tomorrow, after they've had time to read the news. Because sometimes success isn't about proving them wrong. It's about timing the revelation perfectly. I settled into my office couch watching the live stream. The Palmer Mansion's dining room was dripping with its usual opulence, crystal chandeliers sparkling above my celebrating relatives. And now, Grandpa announced, raising his champagne, let's hear about Brandon's incredible achievement in securing venture capital funding. Brandon stood, straightening his designer tie. Thank you, Grandpa. As you know, Palmer Tech Solutions just closed our Series A round at $5 million. I smirked at his company name, so similar to mine yet worlds apart. Palmer Technologies had been deliberately named to twist the knife when the truth came out. Rachel, I said, pull up our latest quarterly numbers. She projected them onto the wall. $890 million in revenue. $300 million in profit. A pre-IPO valuation that made Brandon's funding look like pocket change. My phone buzzed again, a group text from my cousins. Sorry you couldn't make it, Alex. Maybe once your little encryption thing takes off. Smirking face, we miss you. Keep trying though, flexed biceps, there's always next year, raising hands. I checked the clock. 11:45 p.m. Eastern. 15 minutes until Forbes dropped the bomb. The live stream continued. Cousin Emma's boutique making 6 figures. Uncle Robert's real estate deal netting $1 million. Mom beamed at each announcement, probably crafting another sympathetic text for her struggling daughter. Miss Palmer, Rachel interrupted. The IPO team needs your sign-off. Send them in, I said. Because Forbes was just the beginning. Tomorrow we'd announce one of the largest tech IPOs in history. I signed the documents while keeping one eye on the family stream. Grandpa prepared his traditional closing speech about the Palmer legacy of excellence. 11:55 p.m. Your mother just texted again, Rachel reported. Thinking of you, sweetie. Don't give up on your dreams. I smiled, signing the last page. Oh, I haven't, Mom. I really haven't. 11:59 p.m. The Forbes article was queued on every Palmer phone, thanks to a little targeted PR. In 1 minute, their curated celebration of success would be eclipsed by the black sheep they'd excluded. Countdown to article launch, Rachel announced. 5, 4, 3, 2. Midnight. On the live stream, phones buzzed. Faces shifted from smug to stunned as the headline lit up their screens. Forbes breaking news. Meet Alexandra Palmer, tech's newest billionaire. Palmer Technologies founder revealed. Family black sheep becomes Silicon Valley's rising star. Quantum encryption pioneer's net worth hits $4.7 billion ahead of historic IPO. The dining room erupted in gasps. Mom dropped her champagne glass. Brandon's face turned an ugly shade of green. Rachel, I said calmly. I believe my family might be trying to call. Yes, Miss Palmer. You currently have 40 incoming calls and messages. Decline them all. Let them stew overnight. I smiled at the chaos unfolding on screen. I wouldn't want to interrupt their celebration of family successes. The next morning I arrived at Palmer Technologies headquarters as the sun rose over Seattle. 60 stories of glass and steel, deliberately echoing the Palmer family mansion. Miss Palmer, Rachel greeted me in the lobby, tablet in hand. Your family has called 287 times since midnight. Your mother accounts for 93 of them. Anything interesting? Brandon left a very colorful voicemail. Your grandfather demands a family meeting. And your mother has progressed from confusion, to anger, to bargaining. Her last text reads, Alexandra Marie Palmer, you answer me this instant. I smiled, stepping into my private elevator. How's the market reacting? Pre-market trading has our IPO trending 40% above estimates. CNBC is calling it the Palmer paradigm, how an excluded family member built a tech empire in secret. The elevator opened into my executive floor, an exact replica of Grandpa's study, mahogany panels and all. Another deliberate choice. Your 8 a.m. with CNBC is set, Rachel said. Oh, and your family just arrived downstairs. Perfect timing. Let them wait 20 minutes. And make sure Brandon gets a good look at our quarterly numbers in the lobby. The next 20 minutes were delicious torture, watching them squirm on the security feed. Mom pacing, Brandon slack-jawed at the financial display, Grandpa struggling to keep his dignity while being made to wait like everyone else. Finally, Rachel's voice came through the intercom. Your family is here, Miss Palmer. Send them in. They filed into my office, stripped of their usual confidence. Sunlight poured through the windows, illuminating the empire they had once dismissed. Alexandra. Grandpa began, then stopped short, taking in the replica of his study. What is all this? This, I said evenly, gesturing around, is what happens when you underestimate the wrong family member. Mom's eyes filled with tears. Why didn't you tell us? Tell you what? That while you excluded me from your celebrations, I was building a company worth billions. That while Brandon bragged about his $5 million round, I was closing contracts worth hundreds of millions. Brandon sputtered. But your little encryption startup isn't so little anymore. I clicked the remote. The wall lit with Palmer Technologies market data. Nearly $1 billion in revenue, global contracts, and an IPO poised to make me one of the youngest billionaires in history. The room fell silent. I leaned back in my chair, studying their stunned faces. As for last night's family success celebration, I let the words hang, a smile tugging at my lips. Consider this my contribution. Celebration, I continued. I had my own little celebration. The wall screens lit up, filling the room with headlines from every major outlet. Palmer Technologies IPO set to shatter records. The Black Sheep Billionaire. Alexandra Palmer's rise to tech royalty. Family drama meets Silicon Valley. How one rejected heiress built a tech empire. Impossible, Brandon whispered, sinking into a chair. You were struggling, living in that small apartment. That small apartment was the penthouse of a building I owned, I corrected smoothly. Every so-called struggle you mocked was a carefully crafted image while I built something bigger than any of your trust fund ventures. Rachel entered with a stack of newspapers, each one featuring my face on the business section cover. Your CNBC interview starts in 10 minutes, Miss Palmer, she said. And the IPO team needs your final approval. The IPO? Grandpa's voice trembled. How much? I pulled up the latest projections. Conservative estimate, $12 billion market cap at opening. My ownership stake, 60%. I let them do the math. That's right, I said quietly. Your excluded granddaughter will be worth more than the entire Palmer family combined. Mom stepped forward, trying a softer tone. Sweetie, we didn't know. We thought. You thought I was a failure because I didn't follow the Palmer path. I rose and walked to the window. While you were comparing trust fund returns and minor ventures, I was revolutionizing quantum encryption. Every major tech company, government agency, and financial institution uses our technology. But why keep it secret? Uncle Robert demanded. Why not tell the family? Because you never asked. I turned back to face them. Not once in 3 years did anyone ask about my company's actual work. You were too busy celebrating Brandon's mediocre startups and Emma's boutique profits to notice I was building an empire. On the screens, live CNBC coverage flickered. Analysts praising Palmer Technologies' innovations, calling me a visionary leader. My family watched in stunned silence. Miss Palmer, Rachel said, reappearing. The stock exchange is calling. They want to confirm you'll be ringing the opening bell next week. The opening bell? Brandon stammered, his face draining of color. You're going to the New York Stock Exchange? Actually, I smiled, they're coming here. First time in history the ceremony will be moved to Seattle. Apparently the biggest tech IPO in a decade warrants special treatment. Grandpa straightened his tie, trying to regain authority. Well, clearly we need to discuss how this fits into the Palmer family portfolio. No, we don't. I clicked the remote, bringing up Palmer Technologies' board of directors. Notice something? Not a single Palmer except me. This company was built without your money, your connections, or your approval. But we're family, Mom pleaded. Family. I laughed. Was it family when you excluded me from celebrations? When you dismissed my work as a cute little startup? When you told me to get a real job like Brandon? The screens shifted again. Images of Palmer Technologies' breakthroughs, patents, global offices, and revolutionary tech. While you were comparing vacation homes and investments, I was changing the future of technology. Every time you excluded me, I closed another contract. Every condescending text pushed me harder. Miss Palmer, Rachel said gently. CNBC is ready for you. Market opens in 30 minutes. Thank you, Rachel. I turned back to my family. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a company to take public. Wait, Grandpa called. What happens now to the family? I paused at the door. That depends. Are you ready to celebrate real success, or still obsessed with small-time startups? We could have another family dinner, Mom offered quickly. Weekly. Actually, I smiled. I'm hosting a celebration of my own tonight. At my other building, the one next to your mansion. You know, the taller one. Their faces registered shock as they realized the mysterious tower overshadowing the Palmer estate was mine. Black tie, of course, I added. Tech titans, global investors, actual billionaires. Though I imagine your schedule's already full, celebrating Brandon's $5 million funding round. We'll be there, Grandpa blurted. Wonderful. I headed for the door, then turned back. Oh, and Brandon. That parking spot you admired in the lobby? The one reserved for Palmer Technologies' CEO. His eyes widened. Yes. Don't even think about it. Your Porsche would look rather sad next to my helicopter. I walked out, Rachel at my side. Your mom's crying, she reported. Grandpa's already calling his financial team. And Brandon, well, he looks like he's questioning his whole life. Perfect. I adjusted my black turtleneck. The best kind of revenge isn't just success. It's making them watch while you redefine what success really means. The elevator doors opened. The CNBC crew stood waiting, cameras ready to broadcast my moment to the world. Behind me, through the glass walls, my family stood frozen, watching the daughter they once ignored about to make history. Ready, Miss Palmer? The reporter asked. I smiled, thinking of every party I'd been excluded from. Oh, I've been ready for years. Time to show the world and my family what real success looks like. Revenge may be cold, but a billion-dollar IPO served live on national TV with your family watching from a replica of their favorite study? That was the perfect Palmer family success story. When the interview wrapped, Rachel handed me a note. Your cousin Emma just posted. So proud of my cousin Alexandra. Always knew she'd make it. #family success, #proud cousin. I laughed. Just last night she texted me mocking my little tech thing. I glanced at the draft email on my screen. Every screenshot of their insults, every time they dismissed me, all carefully recorded. My finger hovered over send. Then I deleted it. No, I whispered. Success isn't about the past. It's about what you do next. Besides, the Forbes cover already said it all. Alexandra Palmer, the billionaire they didn't see coming. Sometimes the best payback isn't reminding people how wrong they were. It's turning those moments into your story and making that story unforgettable. Rachel, I called with a smile. Let's schedule a family dinner. At my place this time. Let's show them what a real Palmer celebration looks like.